Permiso, buenas tardes. Inés Torres, okay. This is our special guest today. So, well, especially in Loja, which is the place where you born. Many people know you in Ecuador, but I would say that you have a good background, Inés. I say congratulations for your efforts that you are contributing with and a mentor, coach, or director of the Toefl Ibt director, no, in Ecuador and Peru. So we can start. Thank you so much.
Okay, I am really glad to be here in your program, Andres. Thank you very much for your invitation. I am really happy to share with all the EFL Ecuadorian community. You know that I am here to support you because I am also English teacher, and I am fighting also for all our things that we have in common, okay? So the thing that I'm going to do here, let me see, there are some people, they want to view our lecture. Okay, so here I have my PowerPoint presentation. Okay, today I'm going to share with you about important features about TOEFL Special Home Edition. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close my screen so you can concentrate in my PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so let's see, let's start. Okay, so again, thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate you are taking the time to be here today. My name, as everybody knows here, is Inés, and the purpose of this presentation is to share with you important features about TOEFL Special Home Edition. So if you have any question, so please, we are going to talk about your questions. I'm going to reply all your questions at the end of my presentation, okay? So the first thing that I want to share with you is the upcoming webinars for September. I want you to know that we are a team in Latin America. I have a really good colleague. I love her so much, and she is now with me also in this presentation. She is going to do a presentation about TOEFL Special Home Edition on September 11 at 11:30 a.m. Ecuadorian time. So you can attend her presentation too. And also for Equatisol, I'm going to do a presentation on September 25. Okay, so for your information, I am sending this information with the ID and password of the upcoming presentations via chat in this Zoom, so you can use it either to participate again or share it with a colleague, okay? So just a moment, I'm going to share it in the chat. So here you have the upcoming webinars, okay? So let's go. Let's start. Now we are going to start with my presentation. Okay, so the TOEFL IBT test is a computer delivery test that measures academic English proficiency. It evaluates the ability to combine listening, reading, speaking, and writing skills to perform academic tasks. More than 11 institutions in all over 150 countries accept TOEFL scores. Other organizations rely on TOEFL scores as well. For example, immigration departments use them to issue residential and work visas. Medical and licensing agencies use them for professional certification purposes, and individuals use them to measure their progress in learning English. So before you take the TOEFL IBT test, make sure you understand how it is structured. The test has 4 sections: reading, listening, speaking and writing, and takes about 3 hours. So first is the reading section. It has 3 academic reading passages, each with 10 multiple choice questions. Next is the listening section. It has 5 listening passages. 3 are academic with 6 questions each, and 2 are campus conversations with 5 questions each. Your test may include additional unscored questions for reading or listening, but never for both, okay? So then we have a 10-minute break, and after the break is the speaking section. There are 4 tasks, and you record your responses into the headset microphone. And last is the writing section, which has 2 essays that you type into the computer. You have to know that all the 4 sections use real academic content, so you can prove you are ready for the English language demands of university. The TOEFL IBT test has been the premier academic English language test for university study, work, and immigration for decades. It is the test to take for study not just in the US, but in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the UK, and all across Europe and Asia. So in response to the global pandemic and restrictions of regular testing, ETS and the TOEFL program are proud to offer TOEFL IBT Special Home Edition. But why offer a TOEFL at home test? To meet the needs of students who are unable to take the TOEFL IBT test at a test center due to public health concerns. So ETS is temporarily offering the TOEFL IBT Special Home Edition test because we understand many campuses and students are impacted by COVID-19, and we are committed to supporting test takers and institutions. The TOEFL IBT Home Edition is a convenient, flexible, and safe option for testing while test centers are closed. So we as ETS, we hope being able to access our test virtually will help minimize disruptions and allow applicants and institutions to continue with their time-sensitive applications and plans. What we will cover today, okay? This presentation will cover all the important aspects of the Special Home Edition test, including eligibility, testing requirements, accommodations, how to register, how to schedule, what to expect on test day, and how to get our scores. The most important thing to know about the TOEFL IBT Special Home Edition is that it is the same TOEFL IBT test that you use to take in a test center. It has the same content, it has the same format, and also it has the same on-screen experience. It is the same test, it has the same features like instant scoring of reading and listening, and it also has the same scoring, and you receive the same score reports. So because it is the same test, the preparation for the test is also the same. You can use the same strategies. You can use the same official material from ETS like the TOEFL IBT Practice Online, the official guide to the TOEFL IBT test, our Insider's Guide course, and the TOEFL IBT Free Practice Test. Because if you are ready for the TOEFL IBT test, you are ready for the TOEFL IBT Special Home Edition. But you want to know what are the differences if I take the test in a test center, and also how I have to take the test in my house or at home, okay? So the only differences are you take the test at home, okay? You use your own equipment, and you are going to be monitored by a camera, by a human, through a camera by a human proctor, okay? So here we have, next, we are going to talk about eligibility for the test, testing requirements, and accommodations, okay? As of today, un ratito, voy a bajarle el volumen de aquí exacto, okay. As of today, the Toefl Ibt Special Home Edition is available everywhere that the Toefl Ibt test is normally available, except mainland China. This could change, so please check the Special Home Edition website for the most current information about where the test is available. Starting from July 2, okay, starting from July 2, test session times are available around the clock on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays until October 31. But here we need to know what is the equipment requirement, okay? The equipment, you will need to use a computer that meets the requirements for the test. It must be a desktop or a laptop, not a tablet or a mobile device. It must have a Windows operating system versions 10, 8, or 7. You can use back computer if your computer has at least macOS 10.5. Note that it is recommended to use macOS 10.13 High Sierra. But in both cases, you should be using Chrome or Firefox browser, okay? That is the most important thing, okay? So here we have also microphone and speakers. To communicate with the proctor, you will need a microphone, which can be an external device or the internal microphone in your computer. You will also need an internal or external speaker, and headset and earphones are not permitted for the special home edition. So this is very important, okay? Especially this. You can't use headsets or earphones for the special home edition. You will need also a camera. It can be a built-in camera on your computer, or it can be a separated webcam. The important thing is that you need to be able to show the proctor a 360-degree view of the room before your test. Okay? ETS provides reasonable accommodations for test takers with disabilities. For the special home edition, you can request accommodations via your ETS account. For example, if you receive approval for extended time, extra breaks, screen magnification, or selectable colors, you can register for a test directly in your ETS account. For all other approved accommodations, you will need to register through ETS Disabilities Service. What do you need to know before you register? Here are important things you need to know before you register to make your registration go smoothly. First, make sure your computer is ready for the test by downloading the ETS test browser. This is the software you will need to run the test. This is the software, okay? Make sure you run the exe file after downloading it to ensure that it is fully installed. Next, run the PROAñO system check to confirm that your computer, camera, microphone, and speakers meet the requirements for the test. This is the website where you can find ETS browser and PROAñO system, okay? Here you have the link, and here it is, okay? Here we have download the Windows version, and here you have for Mac also, and here you are going to find for PROAñO, and also you can find all the steps in this link on this website, okay? Now you are ready to register. Once you have everything, you have your computer, you have all the equipment, your camera, your microphone, everything, now you can register for the test, okay? The registration process for the special home edition is somewhat different from the regular test and has two main steps, okay? Step one is to start your registration in your ETS account. Please, you will need to create an account if you don't already have one and log in. Follow the directions to register and select Special Home Edition. So you know that here we have also the other option, but by now we have to select the Special Home Edition. You won't see any test dates here because you will choose your test date later on step number 2. So keep following the directions to continue your registration and pay for your test. After you finish this step, you will receive an email from PROAñO, and the email is usually delivered within a few hours, okay? Once you receive your email, the email from PROAñO, we are going to go to the second step, okay? So step number 2 is where you will select your test day and time and complete your registration. Use the link in the email from PROAñO to access your PROAñO account and follow the directions to select your test date and time. So once you have the email, you can select your time, the day, the time, then you can schedule, okay? And then you have to look for another email that confirms that your test date when you are done. Okay, because of the current circumstances and until September 30th, okay, just until September 30th, Toefl Ibt offers all candidates the opportunity to reschedule their test without paying any extra fee. This applies especially in those cases where you have already been registered for a test at a test center and need to reschedule for a special home edition test, okay? So for the reschedule, for the rescheduling process of an already scheduled home edition test and information, please go to PROAñO account. For rescheduling the test that was previously set at the test center, contact Toefl service. So now, when we have all of this ready, it is the test date. Now you have made it to the test date, so make sure you have everything ready to take the test at home. Okay, the first thing that we have to take into account is the room, okay? For the test, you have to make sure that you can be in a room alone without any interruptions. Your computer must be on an empty desk or table, and the area around it must be clear. You must sit on a standard chair, not on a bed or overstuffed chair, please, okay? What do you need for the test? When you start the test, you will need the following items: your ID, a mirror of mobile phone, and note-taking materials. You are allowed to take notes using an erasable marker, either with a whiteboard or transparent sheet protector with a paper inside, just like the one shown in the next slide. So here you have small whiteboard, and here you have the transparent sheet protector. You can use the one that you like, okay? So then we have also, okay, un momentito que estoy haciendo ingresar, hay personas que me piden ingresar, okay? So now we have here, once we have the taking materials, okay, I'm going to talk about your appearance. Also, it's very important to make sure you are dressed appropriately for the test, and your ears are not covered by your hair or hat or other items. Avoid wearing a watch, jewelry, or other accessories, okay? In the case of religions or cultural headwear, is subject to inspection, okay? So now we are going to see how we are going to start the test from home, okay? So to start your test, the thing that you have to do is to log into your ProctorU account at your scheduled time. Make sure you are not late or your test may be canceled. You will be connected to the proctor who will ask you to show your ID, show your computer screen, and do a 360-degree scan of the room with your computer camera. During your test, make sure the proctor can see you and avoid any actions that may look suspicious. After the listening section, there is a 10-minute break, so you can leave from your seat, but you must return on time. You will be monitored by a proctor and artificial intelligence throughout the test and to verify your ID. If you have a technical issue during the test, you can ask your proctor for assistance or contact your ProctorU by phone if you have been disconnected. Avoid leaving the room or making phone calls to anyone else, please. So you must wait for ProctorU to solve any difficulty. At the end of your test, you will be able to view your unofficial reading and listening scores. Then you will have the option to report them or continue or to cancel them. Remember that you will also need to erase any notes you have taken in view of the proctor. After your test, your responses will be sent to ETS for scoring. Your official scores will be posted to your ETS account 6 to 10 days after your test and also sent to institutions you designated. Keep in mind that scores are valid for 2 years after your test. My best scores. With my best scores for the Toefl Ibt test, students can show their best to universities. My best scores are the test takers' highest sections scores from all valid Toefl Ibt tests in the last 2 years. This new feature combines test takers' best scores for each section from all of their valid Toefl Ibt scores in the last 2 years. So my best scores give test takers a way to show their best overall test performance. All Toefl Ibt score reports sent after August 1st, 2019, regardless of the test administration data, will automatically include my best score along with the traditional scores. But what does this mean for you? Okay, achieving your goals sooner. How? By comparing the previous and current scores, choosing the highest of both and posting them in each section. It is the combination of top scores for reading, listening, speaking, and writing, and the sum of those top scores. So my best scores are valid and supported by testing research. They allow universities to see an applicant's best overall performance, and they can help test takers achieve their target scores faster. How do you get your scores? Official TOEFL score reports are sent from ETS directly to institutions selected by the test taker. You can select score report recipients before or after the test. As you know, when you register, you have 4 free score reports that they are included with your registration fee. Schools determine their own TOEFL scores, not ETS. And different schools and programs have different TOEFL scores requirements. So you have to check with the admission offices of the schools and programs you are interested in for information regarding TOEFL score requirements. For your convenience, following I am sharing test preparation materials. The Insider's Guide is a free, highly interactive course that uses videos, short quizzes, collaborative discussion boards, tips from expert instructors, and more to help you understand what can you do to achieve your best scores on TOEFL IBT test. It includes an introduction to the test and each section, and also provides a scale score range for speaking and writing practice questions. You have the link also there. If you want, you can take a picture. Okay, and also by searching TOEFL IBT practice tests, TOEFL practice sets, and TOEFL IBT test prep planner, you will reach practice materials that will help you in your preparation for the test. TOEFL IBT practice tests are the only official practice tests that allow you to experience what it's like to take the real TOEFL IBT test. It simulates the TOEFL IBT test. It provides scores and feedback in the 4 skills. And the options include complete tests, half tests, speaking tests. If you shall require more practice or information, you can go to TOEFL, TOEFL Anywhere, sorry. So here you can find the destination directory, search, registration information, preparation tips, resources, and more. I highly recommend that you create your profile here in TOEFL Go Anywhere. The official TOEFL test YouTube channel, I love this. This video series gives in a deep look at the reading, listening, speaking, and writing questions, including question structure, scoring criteria, sample responses, and skill building tips. So here, for your convenience, I am sharing a thorough checklist with which you can make sure you have accomplished every single step to become a successful candidate for the test. So here you have the equipment, here is the equipment you need, the environment, the registration process, and what is going to happen the test day. Before I close this presentation, before we close this presentation, I would like to stress once more the most relevant points so you do not forget about them. Anyone can register to take the home edition of the test. You only need to follow the steps we have talked about and make sure you have the right equipment and programs. You must make sure your environment and your appearance meet the established rules. If you need to change your appointment, follow the described steps. And if you have technical issues, only contact ProctorU. Remember that TOEFL Special Home Edition can help you to test soon in the comfort and safety of your home to help you keep your dreams on track. So for more information about TOEFL Special Home Edition, you can visit TOEFL Ibt Special Home Edition website, COVID-19 updates, the official TOEFL Contact Us website, and for more information, you can write an email to itorres@etsglobal.org. If you would like me to share any of these links or the checklist, just send me an email. I will be delighted to help you. Again, I want to share once more the upcoming webinars about TOEFL Special Home Edition for Latin America. So you can attend to these free webinars that the team of Latin American is conducting to help all of you, okay? So here we have, let me see, I'm going to post again. Let me see. You have there the information again. So you can use it to attend, to participate again in this kind of webinars, or share with colleagues that are interested to know about Special Home Edition of the test, okay? Here we are. So if I will reply additional questions through email. For more information about the test, visit the Special Home Edition website, write to itorres@etsglobal.org. And also now I am ready to answer your questions.
Okay, teachers, this is the moment that you can ask questions about the TOEFL Ibt. So you can activate your microphone, or you can just deliver your question in this chat box. So let me know.
Yes, Ms. Torres, I have a question for you. Excellent presentation, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We started off a little bit rocky, but I'm real glad that Andres came in and took over, and I'm very, very happy. Once again, I represent 65 countries on my platform. So while this presentation used the word Latin America several times, I actually have global interest. Believe it or not, I've been getting so many requests because I was streaming this presentation on different platforms. Do you notice more or less people taking the test compared to last year?
A lot of people taking the test, especially in South America. So TOEFL, this is why we are helping through this kind of webinars to candidates or test takers who need to take the test. Many people, for many institutions, many scholarships, we have a lot of candidates that are taking the test. Yes, this is why we are doing this kind of seminars or webinars, for them to know exactly what they have to do from home.
Okay, and that's very helpful information. Now, my second question for you, has there been any difference in scores as a result of people taking the test from home versus in a classroom environment or an office environment?
Not really, because TOEFL Ibt Special Home Edition is the same, exactly the same as the test that we used to take in a test center. It has the same procedure, so people is preparing with the same strategies, the same materials, everything is the same. The only thing that they have to take into consideration is how they have to download the ETS browser and also the ProctorU checklist, so they can make sure that everything is running in the same way. It's the same test, so everything is the same. I consider that people is, now that we are changing the world with online things, you know, online virtual classrooms, so TOEFL all the time was through internet. So the only thing that we are now changing is that they are taking from home. It's the same test, so everything is the same. I think it was a Special Home Edition is a good opportunity for this time for COVID-19. So I don't see any difference now.
While there is an in-home edition right now, is the testing also available in a testing center, provided that less than 25 people are taking it? Is a classroom or a room setting still available for the TOEFL test?
Depending of the place, depending of the regulations of each country and how it is working with COVID-19. But they have the option of special home edition because we are protecting our test takers. We don't want that they get sick with COVID. So I think that in some countries, it can be the test could be available, but it is available also TOEFL special home edition.
Thank you very much. You answered my question.
You are welcome. You are welcome.
I sent you an email, by the way, because I thoroughly enjoyed the presentation. So
thank you so much.